Something changed in Justin Bieber. And it's not just his appearance, it's not just the music, it's something much deeper than that. Something subtle, almost invisible at first, but impossible to ignore once you see it. And when you realize what it is, you'll never look at him the same way again. Not because he's worse, not because he's better, but because you'll finally start to understand what's really been happening behind the scenes all this time. For over a decade, Justin Bieber was synonymous with instant fame, hysterical fans, and global success. He wasn't just popular, he was everywhere. Radio, TV, social media, his presence felt constant, unavoidable. But there's a side of the story that almost no one talks about, the side that doesn't show up on stage or on camera. The part that isn't polished, edited, or turned into headlines for clicks. And that side explains a lot. More than most people realize. More than the media ever cared to explore. It all started in a way that's almost hard to believe, like something out of a movie. A teenager posting simple videos on YouTube. No big production, no strategy, just raw talent and a camera. And suddenly, the whole world is watching him. Not slowly, not over years, almost overnight. In no time, Justin Bieber wasn't just famous. He was a global phenomenon, a name that crossed languages, cultures, and continents. Sold-out stadiums, fans fainting, songs topping the charts within minutes. A level of attention that most artists never reach in a lifetime. But think about it, what happens when someone grows up like that, without time to be normal? Without the chance to figure themselves out away from millions of eyes? No privacy, no room for mistakes, no breaks, no off switch. To the public, it looked like he had everything. Fame, money, recognition, influence, the dream life. But behind the scenes, the pressure was constant. Not sometimes, all the time. Every move was analyzed. Every word was dissected. Every mistake became a headline seen by millions. And when you live like that for years, something inside you starts to change. Not from the outside in, but from the inside out. Quietly, gradually, until one day it's impossible to hide anymore. And that's when things started to get darker. Not necessarily in a dramatic way at first, but in a way people could feel, even if they couldn't explain it. But the turning point was still ahead. At a certain point in his career, Justin Bieber started to seem different. Less present, more distant, less like the version people were used to, and more like someone trying to figure things out in real time. And with behaviors that sparked debate all over the world. Every appearance, every post, every silence, people noticed. Fans kept asking, what's happening to him? Is he okay? Why does he feel so different? And the media, as always, didn't help. Every step became controversy. Every silence became speculation. Every change became a narrative, whether it was true or not. But no one was seeing the full picture. Or maybe they didn't want to. So he partially stepped away from the spotlight. Not completely, but enough for people to notice. Reduced public appearances. Changed the pace of his career. Started saying no more often than yes. And began focusing on something completely different. Something that couldn't be measured in charts or views. Justin Bieber started speaking more about mental health, faith, and purpose. Topics that don't always go viral, but matter deeply. And that completely divided the public. For some, it was weakness, a sign that he couldn't handle the pressure. For others, it was maturity, growth, someone finally taking control of their own life. But here's the truth. Deep changes are almost never comfortable to watch, especially when they happen to someone the world feels like it knows. Because when someone changes right in front of you, people don't know if they're seeing growth or loss, evolution or decline. And with Justin Bieber, that became even more intense. Because his entire life had been public from such a young age. He didn't follow the script people expected. He didn't stay the same version that made everyone comfortable. And maybe that was the point. Maybe the biggest shock isn't his change, but the fact that he never promised to stay the same forever. That promise people created on their own. And yet, the world expected that from him. Expected consistency in a life that was anything but normal. Expected perfection from someone who grew up under pressure most people will never experience. Now, tell me honestly, do you think he evolved or lost something along the way? Did he become more real or just more distant from the version people loved? Comment below and subscribe to the channel, because there are celebrity stories that go far beyond what appears on the surface, and this is just the beginning.